Mino Gishap, everyone. Good morning. I want to introduce you to my friend, Xingwak. Xingwak is a Anishinaabe for white pine. And Xingwak and I have been dear friends for 3 seasons, since the summer, the fall, the winter. And I come and visit this tree every week. And every season I change the tobacco tie that hangs on this tree. Is the pine tree, the needles come in bundles of 5. And the word white pine is, the word white has 5 in it. So you remember bundles of 5. The bark, when it's a young tree, is green. And when it gets a little older, you'll see it starting to split a little bit, and it turns dark brown. You'll see that that the white pine has pine cones, and I have one right here. And these pine cones grow in a cylinder fashion, and they're beautifully rounded. And these can grow from anywhere from this size to this size. And the bigger the tree, the bigger the cone. The uses for the white pine there's 4 of them. One is medicine, one is adhesive, one is sealant, and one is fire starter. The sealant, my grandfather, Lac Seul, used it for his birch bark canoes. The medicine, you can use the needles as a tea. But please check with your doctor. And the fire starter, if you approach the tree, take a stick. Don't use your fingers to try to take a little bit off. And it's a great fire starter if you're ever in a pinch out in the bush and you have no matches. And the adhesive is, if you take that tar off the tree, it really sticks onto things. So it's very difficult to get off. So that's why I suggest using a stick to get it off. This tree was brought from Kincardine, Ontario. It is 3 years old. And the Nikibi Dawadina Gigwag youth program had requested this tree for various reasons. History of the trees, and they thought that this was a beautiful tree to have here at New College. This tree is historical in a couple of ways, and a couple of stories that I have is that the NDG youth had a mentor, Professor Wendy Mascus Genius, and she wrote about the pine trees and how the squirrels used to run from Minnesota to Lake Erie, all along the treetops without ever touching the ground. Now, I think that's pretty amazing that the cedar or the pine trees were so close together that these animals, these 4-leggeds, were able to do this. And they would, and when I put it on Google Maps, it turned out to be 732 miles. Also, a story relevant to this tree is from Lac Seul, from Joe Wesley. And when he talked to me about the white pine, he said that the land used to be filled with these majestic trees, that they would grow to magnificent heights. And that now, because of logging, you can't find a group of these trees fully grown. You can't walk in from the road and just see them. You have to walk in about 10 miles to try to find a group of trees together. Trees are important to Toronto for many different reasons. They clear the pollution. They provide shade. And from my teachings, trees, we have to have respect for these trees as they have stood in one place for so long. I've been taught that if you sit underneath a tree and you are stressed and you are worried, but tell the tree your worries. The tree won't share it with anybody. And when you get up and walk away, not only from sitting on Mother Earth, but the tree's energy as well, it will take all your worries away. I think the important message that I have to the public about trees is get out and plant the trees. That message comes from the youth of Nikipi Dawadinigigwag. We've planted over 1,000 trees, and we're still going. We're going to keep on going. We always think of the next 7 generations, and we want to make sure that the air is clean for them to breathe, and that these trees keep on growing, because due to logging, these white pines have been depleted, and we want to see their regrowth back. The pine tree is different from the other trees here. You'll see that the trees here are barren, and this pine tree, it remains green all year long, and it's a sign of Creator's love for us all the time. So whenever you see a pine tree, touch it, say hello, say miigwech, say thank you, speak to it, respect it, love it, and it will come back to you tenfold. Miigwech. I want to say good luck to all the trees. Miigwech.